Welcome to Boy Time Podcast. We're gonna get litty time, yeah. Oh, it's your Boy Time Podcast. Coming in with the slam dunk of a theme song.
Hi ho ho, it's me, Hayden Christensen, back at it again with a new episode of the Boy Time Podcast. And as always, I'm joined by Babby and Paul.
Hello.
We have another slam dunk episode for you this week. I think last week was pretty jam-packed full of stuff. This is a little bit of an off week. We got some big things, some small things, not a whole lot of in-depth analysis reviews, unless we really just want to talk about Alec Baldwin for a really long time.
I don't know who he is.
Oh, okay, well, that's fine. But yeah, we got some good stuff. There's been some exciting news. So I'll just hop into the show news. I have more stuff in gaming, but we'll get to that later. I guess I don't have a whole lot. I just have show and gaming. No movie, no music news that I have. Babby probably has some stuff. But in terms of show news, we got another trailer for Ozark Season 4 Part 1. I didn't watch it. Did you watch it, James?
I didn't know it happened.
Okay. I didn't watch it.
But I will not watch it.
Yeah.
So.
I think I got everything I needed to from the little teaser that they did for the little Netflix Fest thing. But the important part is that they announced the release date for Part 1. And Part 1 is going to be coming out January 21st. So, yeah, just like 3 months away, we'll be getting the first part of the last season of that show. I don't think we know how long it's going to be. If I was to guess, probably like 5 episodes. Because I think each of those seasons was 10. I don't remember.
There was an 11 in there somewhere. But.
Yeah, I don't know. But that was pretty exciting. There's a lot of my most anticipated shows for next year. We got like a whole lot of stuff coming out. Between Ozark and Saul and Atlanta, it's pretty stacked.
Yeah.
Especially since Ozark and Saul are both getting their last seasons next year. That just makes it all the more exciting.
True.
And the second eensy-beensy bit of show news is something that no one here will probably care about, but Hayden Christensen is coming back as Anakin in the Ahsoka show, which is something that I complained about Disney doing, I think, during the Mandalorian release, where they were like announcing that like Rosario Dawson is playing Ahsoka and Tamura Morrison is coming back as Boba Fett. And it's like, well, great. Now I know that those two characters are in the Mandalorian. Wouldn't it have been cool if just see them show up and be surprised? Which is, I guess, what they did with, spoiler alert, Luke Skywalker. But yeah, they didn't say anything about that, but they just deep faked his face anyway, so it didn't really matter. But yeah, they announced that Hayden Christensen is coming back in the Ahsoka show, which frankly, I don't know how that's going to happen, because the Ahsoka show, I believe, takes place around the time of Mandalorian, and by then Darth Vader's already dead. So it's probably just going to be a whole lot of flashbacks.
He will be undead.
He will be undead. But whatever it is, if he's just like a hologram or something.
Force Ghost.
Force Ghost. He was a Force Ghost at the end of Return of the Jedi, so you never know.
There you go.
In the special editions, anyways, Hayden Christensen was the Force Ghost. But we'll have to see how that goes. I saw a lot of people get really, really pumped up for this. I don't think they remember that Hayden Christensen was the worst part of the prequels. I think they
Nostalgia, though.
What was that? Nostalgia, though. Yeah, I guess that is true. I liked him infinitely more in episode 3, but in episode 2, man, he is really bad. But half of that is George Lucas's writing. I don't think he's a very good writer. I don't think that's controversial, because he didn't write the original trilogy, and then when he did the prequels, he was like, I'm gonna do everything, and he wrote and directed and did like pretty much everything, and that's why those movies are bad, because George Lucas is good at big picture stuff and not really small, like screenwriting things. So we'll see how this goes. I think Dave Filoni, if he's involved in this, he's a better writer than George Lucas, so it'll maybe be okay. I don't know. I'm also not the biggest fan of Rosario Dawson as Ahsoka. Because I don't know, she just doesn't really feel like Ahsoka, and B, because I think she beat up trans people with her family. Like, I'm pretty sure that was a controversy that happened, and Disney didn't care about that, but Gina Carrero said something on Instagram, and that got her kicked off The Mandalorian. Not saying that... listen, I'm not saying that what Gina Carrero did was right, and frankly, she probably shouldn't be on the show. But if you're gonna kick Gina Carrero off, you gotta kick off Rosario Dawson. Yeah,
just gotta.
Especially since, in my opinion, what Rosario Dawson was way worse. Like, she was assaulting people. Mm-hmm. Gina Carrero just compared being a Republican to being a Jew in the Holocaust, which is bad, but it's just words.
It's just stupid.
It's stupid. Yes, it's stupid, but at the end of the day, it's just a bad Instagram post. You know what I'm saying?
Harmless, except for the people that have to view that with their eyes.
Right. But she's not reaching through the screen and punching trans people. No. Like Rosario Dawson would probably want to do. So, yeah. I don't know how that story came out, and they still were like, yes, you're in The Mandalorian, and you're getting a whole new show. I was like, okay. Well, all right. Nobody really talks about it anymore, so... I guess I'm the only one who cares. So, that's fine. But speaking of caring, let's move on to epic gaming news. Frankly, I hate Star Wars. Let's talk about gaming. We got some exciting announcements. We got God of War PC coming out January 14th on Steam, dude. If I remember right, I think it's $40, $40 or $50.
It's not $60.
It is
That's
not.
Crazy.
I believe you can get it on the PS4 for $20 because it's one of the like PlayStation hits. But they're moving it to PC. I don't know if they're doing any visual updates. I mean, it already looks great. I don't really know what else they would do to it. It's kind of like when they ported.
RTX.
Pretty much. It was like when they ported Red Dead over to PC, and they were like, look how great it looks. I was like, it already did. It was like one of the prettiest looking games of the generation. But yeah, God of War PC coming out January 14th. Mark your calendars. This one, okay. This one's one I highly, highly recommend. I don't think they're moving Ragnarok over, at least initially.
It'll be a while.
Yeah. But I think since the last time they announced they were bringing something to PC, it was that like Uncharted 4 and Uncharted, I think The Lost Legacy is what it's called. And I said, do not play that. This one I'm giving a big thumbs up to. This one, absolutely play. I would maybe put a little bit of a yellow flag that typically all of the PC ports of PlayStation games that I've played have been pretty bad, but I don't have like the best computer, so that might be a little bit of the reason. But also, my computer's better than a PS4, and it couldn't run Detroit Beyond Human or
It's Become Human.
Oh, whatever.
Actually.
I couldn't play that or Horizon on my PC, so. Take that with a grain of salt, I guess. I don't know how this port's gonna go. I also haven't played Days Gone. Who knows? That might be the best PC port of our generation. So we'll have to see. That's coming out soon. That was a surprise announcement coming out. I don't think we know when Ragnarok's coming out. I think it's just going to be end of the year in 2022. But yeah, pretty exciting news. I saw some people were angry that it wasn't Bloodborne, and frankly, stop it. I mean, I hope they add it eventually, but
I mean, they probably will eventually. But
yeah, but this is a good thing. Like, people were like legit
Yeah.
mad that they added God of War over Bloodborne. It's like, I want Bloodborne to come to PC too, but like, come on, let's take what we can get. We didn't get like the Nathan Drake collection. You should have been more mad about that than.
The Last of Us still isn't on there either.
That's
so.
true. Well, people have to buy a PlayStation. I don't know what they're thinking in terms of like exclusivity. PlayStation's a little weird. Microsoft is a win-win because they own PC, and
Yes.
so it's really a no-brainer. It makes sense for them to be adding all sorts of stuff to Game Pass, which we will be getting to later because there's been some stuff. We got a delay. I think I kind of brought this up last week when we were talking about Elden Ring, the leaked footage. It was officially delayed.
Oh, I said that last week.
Yeah. Oh, did you say
Only
it?
thing I said about it too. Yeah, I just said delayed.
All right. Well,
That's the only thing I said about it because it was supposed to come out soon, and there's been no like footage.
Right.
Kevin's delayed.
Yeah, it was supposed to come out in January, and the only bit of trailer or any footage we got from it was from Summer Games Fest in June. So it was like something's gonna happen. It wasn't a big delay. It was from January to February 25th, so about a month. So
Nothing.
Battlefield situation.
yeah, I don't think they gave a reason, but my guess is we're gonna see it in the Game Awards because Jeff Keighley and Miyazaki, I guess, are just super buddies. I guess, I don't know. But yeah, that was delayed. They announced that they're going to be doing a network test because I believe most of Elden Ring is going to be multiplayer or single player. I don't know if it's going to work like Dark Souls where you have to like consume an item to play with your friends, or
Consume.
yeah, that was kind of janky because like if like we wanted to play Dark Souls 3 together, then like we would have to like grind and get like a certain number of items. Like we get like 8 of these like chiming bell things, and then we would ring it, have to find each other in the list, and then you would come to my world. If we both died, we would have to use another bell to play with each other again and get another shot. So that was kind of busted, but it wasn't really a multiplayer game, so I guess that's fine. But Elden Ring seems to be kind of gearing towards being a multiplayer game or a single player game. So they're doing a network test in November. I signed up to be on the list. Who knows if I'm going to make it? Probably not. But yeah, I don't know when I'm supposed to find out whether or not I made it. I think it's like November 13th and through the 15th, like that weekend. So we'll see. But that was a little bit of that news. Hopping back over to Xbox. Well, a little bit of Xbox. It's really just general game news. We got a release date for the GTA Trilogy Definitive Edition. That is coming out on November 11th. And the Game Pass bit is that GTA San Andreas is coming out day 1 on November 11th. From what I can gather, it looks like Vice City is going to be coming out like a couple weeks later on PS Now. Don't really know how that happened. Because Rockstar is famously kind of partnered up with PlayStation. Like all of the mainline GTA games are kind of advertised as not PlayStation exclusives, but like, you know how like COD is like PlayStation and stuff like that.
It's that kind of exclusivity, yeah.
Yeah, where it's like you can play it on PlayStation, but also Xbox, but don't tell anybody that. That's kind of what it's like.
Get benefits on one console over the other.
Right. That's kind of how they work with PlayStation. And it's kind of weird to see this switch where it looks like you're getting it day 1 on PC and Xbox, just San Andreas, on Game Pass, and then on PS Now, which is the rival PlayStation service that isn't as good, you're getting just Vice City a couple weeks later. So it's a little weird. I don't know what's up there. But I have a quote from the Rockstar Twitter from the trailer. So just kind of detailing the changes that's going to be happening. Let's see. The GTA Trilogy Definitive Edition debuts new GTA 5 inspired modern controls, across the board visual enhancements, and much more to improve upon all three games. I think the big one there is GTA 5 inspired modern controls, because the driving in those games are bad, and they definitely needed a tune up. Pun
The
intended, I guess.
graphics look good too.
They sure do. They look. I don't know exactly. I don't know if people were expecting like GTA 5 graphics. I wasn't really.
They specifically said that they weren't doing that.
Yeah, that would
That
have been a
would
little
take
much.
a long time to do.
Yeah.
Oh, for
For
sure.
all games.
Even though the maps are significantly smaller, it still would have taken
I
a
guess.
couple years. But
Yeah.
I think they were just trying to get something out in between Red Dead and GTA 6. Because Lord,
GTA 6.
I mean that's what's next, I believe. They've been hinting at it. We know that it's in early stages of development. There's also been talks of Bully, and I think that's the only other contender. I don't think people are expecting an LA Noire 2, or
Dang.
I don't think any. Do they have any other IPs? Just Red Dead, GTA,
Really.
LA Noire, Bully. I don't know.
I feel like there's
Honestly.
more, but if they're not coming to mind, then they're not gonna do another one.
Yeah,
So,
probably not. But yeah, I think that's what this is. So that's cool. Coming out November 11th. I mean, you're probably going to be able to get all three of them on the Rockstar launcher or on Steam or whatever. I don't know if it's coming to Switch, but I assume it's coming to other consoles that you can just get on the store, all three of them. I'll probably try out San Andreas if it's on Game Pass. If I don't get all three of them. But we'll see. That's coming out soon, just around the corner. Next up, I think this is the thing that is the most exciting for me. We got Concerned Ape, who made Stardew Valley. He unveiled his new game that he's making, Haunted Chocolatier. Yeah, pretty exciting. Don't have a whole lot of details. It's still very early in development. And it's one guy who does everything. I believe it took him like 10 years to make Stardew Valley, on top of all of the, like, that's including all the updates that he did with it. So he's got practice and he knows what he's doing. It seems to be kind of like a spiritual successor to Stardew Valley. I saw some people say that this is going to be a sequel. That does not seem to be the case.
seems very same universe ish.
Same
I thought
universe.
I
Yeah.
thought I remember seeing something that he was like, yeah, this is not going to be related to Stardew Valley.
Yeah.
The only thing that it says on the website, he has an FAQ section, and one of the questions is, does it take place in the world of Stardew Valley? And the answer is, I'm not ready to reveal anything like that just yet. So I don't think
possible,
it's possible.
think so.
It's not really fair to say either way right now.
Yeah.
But that being said, it does seem to be pretty similar to Stardew Valley. The combat looks better, which is good. Because the combat in Stardew Valley is like passable, but like nothing really great.
Compared to every other game I played like that, not that good.
Yeah. I mean, like I've been playing a lot of like top-down roguelikes, and
Yeah.
those combat like systems are great, and Stardew's like fine, but that's not really the main
If
focus.
it works, it just works.
I mean, it works, but that's like the most I can say about it. This one looks like you'll be able to like have like a main weapon and like a bow and a shield at the same time and like freely aim. I guess kind of similar to like a Gungeon or something. But really, what you're making or like your goal, you're just going to be making chocolate and like your mansion. That is like the shop that is connected to the mansion is like run by ghosts. So it's a haunted chocolatier.
I get it now.
Yeah, it's very clever. I think that, yeah, so not a farm. There's no farming, I don't think.
Frick.
Except farming this cash.
You are farming this cash. So he says it's been in development a little over a year ago. Started working on it in 2020. And he's just been working on it sparingly, on the evenings and on the weekends. He's still developing stuff for Stardew. So this is like still, it's like something he's working on, but not like actively 24/7, whatever.
That's right.
Yeah.
If I've learned anything from one-man development teams, they usually do a pretty good job whenever they come out.
Yes, but it will just take a very long time.
A long time.
Yes. And he also said this isn't the like first or only new project that he's working on. It's just the one he thinks he's going to be able to finish first. So I don't know. Within like the next, I don't know, 10 to 15 years, we might be getting some more concerned ape
When
games.
we're 40 years old, we will have Stardew Valley 2.
You never know. A couple other big things that I thought was important out of the FAQ section is that it is not going to be multiplayer on launch. Stardew Valley wasn't
There
either.
goes that for us.
Well, yeah.
I'm still going to play it, but
I'm probably going to play it too. But yeah, it won't be multiplayer on launch. Stardew wasn't on launch. It took about like, I want to say like a year and a half. But by the time I got to it, it was already there. But I remember that being like a big thing when Stardew came out, being like, I want to play this with my friends. And then he's like, I will do that, but it's going to take a long time. And it did. And he also said that at least on launch, he is 100% certain it is going to be on PC. Not sure about everything else. At this point, I think Stardew's on every main console. I know for sure it's on the Switch. I'm pretty sure it would be on.
I think that was the last console for it to come to.
That would make sense. Yeah. But he said he's for sure going to be making it on Switch, or not on Switch, on PC. But not sure about the other consoles on launch. And also, this is going to be a new engine. This is not the Stardew Valley engine, even though the art design does look pretty similar. I don't know. He got a little bit technical.
Lit.
It is better lit. He says, yeah, this is a new engine. However, there are some areas where I can reuse code from Stardew Valley, so that is nice. That is nice. He's using C#/mono game. Paul probably knows what that means.
I don't know what mono game is, but I know what C# is.
Okay, well.
This game's going to come out in 20 years.
Yep. When does it come out? Yeah, he isn't even giving a time frame. He says, I can't commit to a release date yet. It's still relatively early in development, and I want to be able to work in peace without the pressure of a release date or even an estimated release date. So,
early is 2 years.
Early.
That's if he starts going ham on it.
Yeah, he would have to drop everything he's doing with Stardew. And I know he's still adding like new farm types and stuff, so
And it sounded like he's making multiple games, at least 2.
yeah, that's true. And he's doing this all by himself. He has no intention of let me quote him here.
This guy's he has way too much workload on him that he's
It's a little
doing
crazy.
all.
He's a little wacky.
I'm a little concerned for this ape.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Bars.
He said, quote, "So far, I have been working alone on this game, and I have no plans to get anyone else involved at this time. However, when it's close to being done, I will most likely get help for console ports and localizations. I will also be self-publishing this game." So it's going to take a while.
Yeah, the only stuff he's getting help with are the things he literally cannot do.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe he just doesn't know how to do ports.
Yeah, I don't know. He seems to be pretty talented at just about everything else. Because,
Yeah.
I mean, he can code, he can draw, doodle in pixels.
The one thing
Does
he
he do his own
cannot do
soundtrack?
is
I don't remember.
port.
I think so. Yeah. I mean, he's a one-man show.
Yeah.
So yeah, and the music in Stardew's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
So good for him. That was pretty good. I would recommend everybody watch the video, even though I imagine you guys already have.
Totally.
It's very good. So we got that. I think that's it. That's all I have.
Dang, that's all?
Pokemon trailer.
I didn't see that.
Neither did I.
It was very short. It was barely anything. They just announced Zorua and Zoroark have like a different form or whatever
For which one?
for the Arceus game.
Oh yeah.
And then there's been rumors that there's going to be different evolutions for the starters, which could be interesting.
You mean
That
like
could be
different
interesting.
branching paths?
Yeah,
Well, they
Like-
finally think of trying that.
like region-based evolutions
like-
for.
Oh, okay. I thought you were
Yeah.
going like you could go like a defensive path
No,
or
that would be cool.
Okay, no. Come
That would
on,
be
you
cool.
got so many ways you could use evolution, but no, it's
This is the
still just a
Pokemon company we're
straight
talking
line.
about. Yeah.
Yeah. They'll just
That
add
would
a
be
new
nice for
fresh coat
starters,
of
though,
paint.
to be like give you options, but
Mm.
it's the Pokemon company, so
Yeah.
I don't know. The starters they chose could line up with that theory pretty well, considering all of them are pretty epic.
Yeah, they're all
But-
over. They're from all sorts of gens, aren't they?
Yeah, you got freaking like 1990s ones, and then ones from like 2016. Got the whole 25 years Pokédex thing going.
Yeah.
But-
That's pretty epic.
Yeah,
The whole
not
shit.
delayed yet, so
Not
I don't know
yet.
if it'll get delayed.
Dude,
I think
yes.
Oh, they keep
They
showing
they-
stuff, so that's
Yeah.
a good sign.
we should be fine.
Yeah.
But-
Although Cyberpunk also showed stuff all the time.
Yeah, I don't know. Also, CD Projekt Red is
Oh yeah, they did something.
yeah, they did something with the game studio.
I don't remember
Ooh.
what that was.
I think they got another game studio. Now they're making a game with them.
That sounds right.
Also, Cyberpunk and Witcher DLCs got delayed.
Yes, they did.
So just a good old train wreck over there.
Yeah. The Molasses Flood.
Yeah,
That's what they bought.
Yeah.
A development studio based in Boston, which is
it's
odd because
very
I
far away from CD Projekt Red.
Yes.
They wanted a reason to be able to travel to Boston because it's their favorite.
Because
city.
everybody wants to go to Boston.
Yeah, that's
They're
right.
like, yeah, we like Boston.
Want to go to Harvard yet?
Harvard Yard. Get some clam chowder.
I want to pitch my game to a bunch of frat guys who molest women.
It's gonna get all the Blizzard guys that got fired.
Oh yeah, there we go.
I think McCree got a new game named this week too.
Wait, what was that?
I think McCree got a new name this week
It's
too.
Cole Kuchna.
Yeah, Cole Kushner.
I don't remember.
cowboy.
Yeah, I don't remember what it
It's
was.
Cole something.
Cowboy.
I don't know.
It is Cole something.
It's just like a person's name. It's not even like a character name.
Yeah.
You have like Widowmaker and Tracer, and then just like someone's real name. And then it's weird.
Cole Cassidy.
Cole Cassidy, which is kind of a cool cowboy name,
It is a cool cowboy name.
but it doesn't match the freaking naming conventions of every other character in the
No,
game.
not really. They should have given him like that should have been his real name, and then they should have given him like a code
Yeah.
name or something.
Cassidy or something. I don't know.
Cassius Clay.
Cassius Clay.
That would have been cool.
The cowboy Cassidy. Cole Cassidy. Cassius Clay.
Yeah, I think that would have been nice.
Maybe that'll happen in Overwatch too.
Yeah.
Overwatch 2
Well, I think this
streamers
is-
comes out, let's go.
Oh no, they're rebranding it in Overwatch 1 and 2?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Okay, whatever.
I think they're shipping it to Overwatch 1 like in November or something.
Oh, okay.
Unless it's already updated. I don't know.
I don't know.
It's weird.
I-
I've never seen that where they've had to change a agent's name
Well,
in
they-
any game with hero-based characters. So
Well, they named it after the guy that was
yeah,
had
which
all
is
the
stupid to begin
accusations.
with.
Yeah. That's why they changed
Why would
the
you do that?
Weinstein Company too. They made it TWC. Like we don't
Yeah.
know what that stands for.
Like they come up with a new acronym, like what it stands for.
It's the Willy Good Company.
The Will We Good Movie Company.
Yeah, that'll be. I don't know. It's a decent move. I saw some people were like,
Yeah.
"Oh, great! Is McCree transgender now?" I'm like, that is not at all what's happening
You
here.
think the name Cole or Cassidy in like no.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what people were talking about when.
Plus, you're playing Overwatch, so if that bothers you, you are not the target
Oh,
audience.
yeah, also true.
Look at literally any other character's lore.
For sure. Yeah, that
But
happened.
That's the gaming news.
That's
I guess
the-
I can do a little game review because I've played games.
Okay,
Dude,
I don't know.
so
I'm getting back into games, which is weird.
I've been playing
I've
some
had
new
no
stuff
interest.
too. We can
Yeah.
break down what we've been playing.
I don't got no new things.
Oh, you
I
coward!
beat Deltarune Chapter 1 and 2.
Oh, okay. What'd you think of that?
That game is so good.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's amazing.
It's free,
better,
right?
better than Undertale, probably, from what I remember. But
I've
yeah, it's
only-
free.
I've only watched it, but it's pretty good from what
Yeah,
I've
it's
watched.
great.
Which is
I might give that a
everything
shot.
fancy.
Serotonin booster through the roof as long as you make good decisions.
Mm.
I think
Um,
Alex might have a bad time there.
Yeah,
I-
except those games actually make you feel bad if you make bad decisions.
Yeah, I usually go the good path because I
Yeah.
can't deal with
Just
the
knowing Undertale, I'm
ramifications.
like, I can't mess around with this one because I'm still kind of scared for the next 5 chapters because it's going
There's
too well.
5 chapters.
7 actually. There's
Holy
2 out.
moly! It took like 2 years to get the second one.
Yeah, I know. And it
Okay.
just came out, which sucks for me because now I'm gonna have to wait years. But I think
Yeah.
he's doing 3 through 5 at the same time.
Okay, well that's
But
good.
you will have to buy them, which is fine.
That's fine.
I'm surprised it's free to play, to be honest.
He made
But-
so much money off of Undertale.
True.
Toby Fox is a
Marketing,
billionaire.
freaking ports. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Probably the most hilarious game I've played in a long time.
I'll have to give that a shot.
Freaking comedy show.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Don't forget
Game
that
of the year
banger
for me so
soundtrack
far.
too.
yeah, the soundtrack's a banger too. And he does the soundtrack too. Another one-man band over here
Toby Fox.
with support, but
Yeah.
'cause he's not insane.
No, he has like a dev team, doesn't he?
He has a little dev team.
Yeah. It's like
Little
Sean from Hello Games.
Yeah.
Sean Murray, that's his name.
Sean Murray. But definitely recommend. Even if you've watched it and haven't played it, playing it is a different experience.
I haven't watched it.
Yeah,
I will just play it.
just play it.
I will.
It's great. One of the feel-good games. That's
That's-
pretty easy, except for a couple parts, which are just like, why is this so difficult? But,
There's some spikes like that in Undertale too.
yeah, but I don't know. I'm scared for the next chapters because it's been going too well, and all the characters are like, I like them a lot more than Undertale.
Oh frick.
And knowing Toby Fox, it's gonna suck
Yeah, he's gonna pull the
once we
road right
get
out.
in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not emotionally ready for that. But for now, this game is really fun.
Great.
And I started Hades today.
Oh snap!
Yeah,
Hades is great. What do you
pretty
think?
good so far.
Yeah.
I started. Oh, go ahead.
Did you play it? Because I know Babjeb started it. I don't know if Babjeb finished it.
I don't
When
know.
I had the Xbox Game Pass like 2 months ago, I played it for like 4 hours and then started playing other games too. Because I had like a list of like six games I wanted to play,
Yeah.
so I didn't get too
Yeah.
far in it.
I don't have EA this time with it, so I'm like, oh, Hades looks like the only interesting one. So
Hades is great.
yeah, but combat is like insanely fluid.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like a god at all times.
Yeah, I thought I was a little bit like worried when I heard like voice acting because voice acting and roguelike games usually don't mix. But
Oh, it's great.
holy mackerel!
Yeah, the
the voice acting is great.
art style is nuts.
Uh huh. I
Yeah.
love all of the like the like pictures of all the gods and stuff,
Mhm.
and their voice actors they work so well. It really is great.
It's great.
I'm glad
Isometric style is pretty cool too. But
for sure. Yeah, you don't see that. Well, you see it every now and then, but
yeah, but not in this degree of detail. I don't think.
no. There's a reason. Like whenever a super giant game comes out, that like you kind of got to stop everything and be like, holy crap,
Yeah.
I need to appreciate this.
Very impressive.
They have a very distinctive like style, and this is
Mhm.
the first one that got like a whole lot of critical acclaim. So
Game of the Year, freaking nominations everywhere.
which is crazy for like an indie game. Like the
Mhm.
only one recently that comes to mind is Celeste, which is also a great stylized
True.
game. But yeah, glad you're enjoying Hades.
Yeah, I have like 2 hours in it, so I'll have to occasionally keep playing it.
Yeah.
But
Stick with it. It's pretty good.
stick with it. That's all I've played so far.
That's all.
I've gaming urge is a little here again, which has
Okay.
been gone for like a year. So,
We could talk about Back for Blood.
oh yeah, we did start that as well.
Mm-hmm.
I am really enjoying that game.
Me too.
I read comment sections, unfortunately, when the game came out, and people were like, "This is just Left 4 Dead with no character," and I'm like, "You guys literally didn't play the game."
Yeah, you guys obviously aren't playing as Holly.
Yeah, Holly has the best freaking voice actor ever. Bab Jab is always the one that finds those. It's actually nuts.
It was like
Every
the-
single game we play, he finds the funniest character with the radio commands.
I know. I didn't even like use the radio commands, and Bab Jab starts spamming them, and then just like she's like, "Fuck off!" It's like,
And every other character is just like,
No.
nah. Yeah.
I think I changed my mind.
I think I changed my mind.
Mom is super boring, but
Yeah.
she's necessary.
Even freaking goth girlfriend is not even that like eccentric.
It's just the baseball player.
It's just Holly and Hoffman who just doesn't stop talking about his dad.
But that's quirky and cool.
That's quirky. I like that.
Yeah.
But
My father.
the game is great.
Yeah.
It runs even better than the beta.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
it's
yeah.
very smooth. Besides the one crash you had.
I did, but I opened that game and then like my whole computer died. So don't really know what happened there. I
Might
just
have
had
been a
to
PC
restart.
thing then. I don't know.
I don't know. It could have been some user error.
PC's back for
we'll see.
blood.
But
Yeah.
the deck system is amazing. The best part of the game. Otherwise, it would be a little bit like a Left 4 Dead, like
Yeah, yeah.
blandish, kind of no replay value. But the card system and everything is great.
Yeah, I like that it works a little bit better than it did in the beta, where like you can have like you can set up like kits for like, oh, I want to do like a pistol run, and then there's going to be cards that are like gives you more accuracy and damage with pistols. So like over time you could just like really stack up and like make your deck and like your kit really fit your play style. That's
Yeah.
cool.
Like I have two separate ones for two different characters. So I have like
Yeah.
a stamina build and a damage build.
Mm-hmm. And that's totally legitimate, and it is an advert. I cannot talk.
It's not like a gimmick. It's like
yeah,
actively helps you, and if you put time into it, it's going to help you in the runs.
yeah. I think like as soon as we finish it, I want to like go back and play it on harder difficulty because we've been playing it on easy.
Because the game is difficult.
It's very difficult, and like
Yeah.
it's not like we're just like breezing by on easy, but like it's definitely not as hard, and like we don't have to put as much thought as like what card do I pick next. But like when it gets there, we're gonna have to be like, do I want the stamina or do I get this extra life? Because I'm probably gonna die. But like
Yeah.
now we don't really have to worry about that. But yeah, I've been thoroughly enjoying it.
I
think
really like it.
the
I can't comment on length of it because
We haven't
we
finished
just
it.
started Act 2,
yeah,
which is like a fourth of the way.
yes,
So,
yeah.
and
We're
then
getting there.
I don't know if they're planning on doing more maps and stuff. I'm sure they probably are.
I don't know. I don't know anything about the future of this game.
I don't know. But I would hope that they would support it, considering this is probably a passion project for them.
Probably, I don't know.
More
Yeah.
so or less, just since they're not tied to Valve and they can kind of
They can
have
do
more
whatever
freedom.
they want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But We haven't even played the versus mode or anything yet either, because that's a thing.
Right, I
And
forget.
from
that's
what
a
I've
thing.
seen out of it, it looks better than the Left 4 Dead
Okay.
versus,
Well, that's good.
just because it's like I think it's a timer, so it's whoever can down the other team faster. I think
Oh, okay.
so. It's more of like a race,
That's cool.
but we might give that a shot. That's not my biggest like. I don't like that stuff as much as the
Yeah.
main stuff. But
I like the co-op kind of stuff than the
yeah,
PvP stuff, but that's yeah. We'll give everything a
we'll
shot.
try it.
It's still kind of fresh.
Mhm.
But yeah, I've been enjoying that. I've been playing a couple games on Game Pass. First one I played was Sable. This game kind of jumped out to me at Summer Games Fest, not just because Japanese Breakfast made a song for it, but the art style looked pretty cool. I'm like, this looks fun. It looks like a Breath of the Wild ripoff, but I could use that right about now. And it pretty much is. But
Was that one game not good enough for you? Craftopia.
Craftopia, well, I haven't gone back to that one.
Yeah,
This game is better than Craftopia.
okay.
I would say like it's almost a mix of like Breath of the Wild and like a Journey type game, or Flower, or Abzu, or you know the type of game where it's just kind of like you're floating around, not really doing a whole lot. I don't usually tend to like those type of games, but this one is pretty decent. You just start off and it's a world, you have to like assemble your bike, and like after that the reins are really off. It's just like go explore, talk to people, do quests, and then when you're done you can return home and like basically pick the whatever like job or profession like you like. So like this whole thing is like this dystopian world where like everybody's in like a tribe, and then when you hit like a certain age you get on your bike and like you go explore, kind of like the Amish. But basically you just go out. You can fly or glide. They're called gliders. So it is Breath of the Wild where you can just kind of like fly
Every
everywhere.
single game is a glider in it.
Yeah, well, I mean, to
It's
be
the new
fair,
grapple hook.
man, I love grappling hooks though.
That's true.
Yeah, this is it. It really wears the Breath of the Wild thing on its sleeve. Like you can climb everything, and you have a stamina bar, and you can glide. It really is like gameplay wise, pretty much Breath of the Wild. No crafting or like scavenging, really. It really is just like find what you like to do, and then do it. It's really open ended. I've been enjoying playing it and then like listening to podcasts or something. Plus, it has a really distinctive art style. It's like cell shaded, but with like
Yeah, it's weird.
it's like Borderlands kind of, where it's cell shaded and it has like a thick.
It's prettier though.
It is prettier, yeah.
From what I'm seeing on screenshots.
Yes. It is great. Very, very chill, but the storytelling is very good. Not really surprising in a game like this, but since most of the time you're just kind of like walking around and not really talking to people, the times when you actually talk to people, it's important to have good dialogue, and this game does. There's like a whole side mission. Oh yeah, for sure, especially from indie games. But I don't want to spoil too much. But there is like a side mission where like you arrive at a city, and then it's like kind of like a murder mystery where you have to like find out who like knocked out the power in the city, because this whole city runs on power and someone stole the generator, and you have to like lock someone up. You have to like ask around and do a whole mystery, and I don't really want to spoil what happens, but it's just like stuff like that where it's like I did not expect that from this little exploration game, but it's pretty cool. You can like, I mean, like all the like customizable stuff you get. Pretty much all you're working towards is getting new clothes and new bike parts, And that's my favorite thing. I love playing digital dress up. So any game
True.
that lets me get a new costume or a new mask or make
Without
my
having to pay for it with real money anymore, because that's all that's happened in the last 5 years.
yeah, I hate that. That's
Yeah.
like the worst. I don't think this game has any microtransactions. But yeah, it's just like sometimes you'll just be like walking around and then you find like a little pot and you open the pot and it's like, surprise, you get a new dye color for your bike. It's like, yo, I'm going to go back to the town and see if I can dye my bike a cool color. So like it's just like little stuff like that. It's really enjoyable. And the other one I've been playing is Children of Morta. It's another roguelike. I feel like I keep going back to these roguelike games. I wouldn't even say they're like my favorite type of game, but I mean, Hades and Gungeon probably are two of my favorite games. So, maybe that there is a little bit of semblance to that. But this game is a little bit different. I think I played this a couple years ago when I first got Game Pass. Maybe this was last year. I don't know. But I tried it out, and when it comes to like game stuff, whenever it's too fantasy-y, I immediately get turned off. I need it to be grounded a little bit. That's like why I stopped playing the Ori Squeakquel, because it got a little bit too spacey. But I tried this game and I'm like, this is kind of lame. But I'd been seeing stuff recently, like they got some new DLC and I'd been seeing it pop up more. I'm like, you know what? Screw it. I'm going to give it another shot. I'm going to give it a real try. And I did. And it's pretty good. I wouldn't say it's the best roguelike ever. It does some interesting things with narrative, where you're basically following a whole family's story instead of just one person. You can like choose from a whole lot of different like members of the family to go in your like roguelike dungeon. And I gotta say, the freaking bow chick that you get in the very beginning, she seems to be the only one worth a damn, honestly. There's like the dad who has like a sword and shield. But what you have to realize is that melee sucks in this game because you get swarmed very easily. Even like the second, I guess like the first person that you unlock is like this, supposed to be like this nimble, like ninja type guy who has like two daggers and he's like stealthy and runs really fast. He just gets overwhelmed way too fast and his daggers don't swing fast enough. You have to kind of like build it up over a period of time where he like really gets to start wailing on people. At least initially, because you do level up each of these characters individually, which makes them more strong and gives them new abilities and stuff. Maybe I just didn't get far enough in either of them, but honestly, the bow chick, she's awesome. I really enjoy playing as her. So I'm probably just going to stick with her for the whole time, maybe, unless someone else shows up that's better.
I always do this stupid thing where I choose the character that sucks, and then, like, okay, they make them bad because they're going to be so good once you put in the work.
That's true. There is some of that where, like, they do encourage you to play as each of the characters at least a decent amount, because in their skill tree, once you like put enough points into them, once you unlock like the next tier of their like skill tree, that unlocks like a family boost, like a permanent like stat increase. So like once I got that for the archer chick, it permanently increased all of the members' movement speed forever. So it's like they want you to start experimenting and leveling up all the different characters. So then like you'll eventually just like basically be a god with all of these different buffs and stuff. But that's hard. And I don't want to be grinding. So I don't know if that's really what I have to do. I don't really want to like keep going back to the baby starting dungeon with my level 1
Grinding
boys.
roguelikes doesn't seem that fun since roguelikes already are kind of like that. So
Yeah. I'll have to keep playing it. I just started it today. Well, I guess started it for the second time. But I've been enjoying it. I think the storytelling is actually very good. There was a moment, this is pretty early on, so I will kind of spoil it, so sorry. But this is probably like the third time you enter the dungeon. So like I found like a little wolf puppy who was like guarding its mom who got killed by a bunch of monsters, and so then I rushed in and saved the puppy, and then I got to take him in, and like the whole time during this game there's like an old British narrator, which I mean, come on, you gotta love that. But he just like narrated it, and like it was very sad, obviously. But the writing's actually really good for the narration. So I would recommend this one too. Probably not as much as Sable. I think Sable's the safer bet. But I kind of got tired of just walking around and kind of needed something a little bit more substantial. Probably will go back to Sable, but I kind of just needed to slash some stuff, kill some monsters. I can't be climbing around statues all day.
Kidding me?
Yeah, I mean I will do that. I kind of want to start playing Sable again, but it's fine. Also, side note: the Japanese breakfast song is really good. I didn't appreciate it very much because I don't think the live version was very good. Honestly, when she sang it for the Summer Games Fest, I didn't like it very much. But the
I need to
studio
listen to
version's
that
great.
that came out. I haven't done that.
Wait, what was that?
I need to listen to the album that came out this year. I haven't done that.
I don't know much about her. I just know that this song's kind of good.
I heard it was really good. I just didn't listen to it yet. So
I don't know.
there's always a couple that get away. But
In
now we have an
Japanese.
audience that holds us accountable. So
That's right. I don't know if. Oh, she made the whole soundtrack.
oh really?
Oh, good for her.
You're busy then.
Yeah. I think the song is Glider. That one has 500 plays.
Oh yeah.
It's very good.
Video game soundtrack.
Yeah.
Hour and a half. My God.
Yeah, she apparently went ham. I didn't know she did the score. That's cool. Yeah, the music's actually pretty decent. It's pretty like low key, which I mean, you kind of want that. Like Breath of the Wild didn't have like, the like Hyrule Plains song playing the whole time. You kind of just need a little bit of a subdued, kind of atmospheric kind of stuff, and that's what she did for Sable. So I would probably give Sable 2 thumbs up and Children of Morta 1 thumbs up. So that's my game review. That's all I
Game
played.
review.
I also have Subnautica, that like Subnautica Squeakquel Below Zero installed. Haven't gotten around to playing that yet. And I have Origami 2 installed. I did try playing that, but it reminded me too dang much of Sekiro that it made me just want to play Sekiro. So I'm probably not going to recommend that one, but if you like the first Origami, then play it, you coward. It's probably better. So, or play Sekiro, because Sekiro is one of the best games ever. So that wraps up the gaming review segment.
Gaming review segment.
I think so. We can get into music. I don't have anything, but I assume you do.
Absolutely nothing. That's crazy.
Wow. Yeah, I know.
I mean, some of it pertains to you, but The Weeknd has a song with Swedish House
Kind
Mafia.
of. Isn't it like
Kind of.
he's featured on it, right?
He's featured on it, but I don't understand.
He's the
because-
album cover.
Yeah, and like this would fit with the Until Dawn album that's supposed to be coming out eventually. So
Yeah.
this is weird. I don't know.
He's been tweeting about like he tweeted something hitting at it where it's like
Yeah.
the future's looking bright with like the sunset emoji. So it looks like he might be
I mean,
starting
it's gonna be out soon because he canceled the entire tour
right.
to rebundle it as a both albums thing.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I think it's also because he didn't sell out all the locations since we were able to just go in and buy tickets a year after the event started.
Oh,
but-
but isn't he like upgrading them to like stadium
it's only
seats?
stadiums now. So you'll have to see, one, if we're still going to go because it'll be in the summer, and two, where it'll be located. So, because it could end up being in the same place as Billy Joel.
Oh, Brewer Stadium.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but because that is bigger. I just don't know. I like Fiserv better. It's easier to get in and out of, and the
Oh, for
seats
sure.
are better.
Yeah.
Everything's closer, but not as much capacity, obviously, but
We'll
it'll
have
be in
to
the
see.
summer, so we'll see.
Yeah, if it's in the summer and you like, I don't know if
It's
you would
easier
go.
for us to transport there if it's summer. Then you have to come up in January on a weekday.
That's true. Yeah, I won't have school.
I think they give us early like access to tickets if you are a ticket holder,
Yeah, that's what it looked like.
but we got nosebleeds, so it doesn't matter for us.
Okay.
It'll be available.
Yeah.
I would hope.
Well, we'll still get the priority day to like order tickets, but
Yeah, we'll still be good.
yeah.
I hope that there isn't a price increase. I don't think there would be, but
I
who
don't know.
knows? But song's pretty good. Swedish House Mafia is not a name I've heard since I was like 13 because I really liked them when I was 13. I think one of the better groups out of the freaking weird dance electronic obsession that came out of the early 2010s.
Oh yeah.
Like they were up there with like Dead Mouse for me.
Okay.
Pretty good electronic group. But they match pretty well. It's just the Weeknd singing. It's basically a Weeknd song with them producing, but I don't know why they have the song.
I don't know.
Really weird.
It looks like they're coming back because they.
Yeah,
looks like
they had a reunion, I think. So now I think they're gonna make an album again.
That's what it looks like because they hadn't made anything since 2012, and they've released 3 singles in this year.
Oh, they've had a Ty Dolla $ign, a 070 Shake, and a Weeknd feature so far.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they're probably
I might
coming
have to check
back.
that out then once they release the album.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Weirdest, very, very weird combo,
But it works.
it works pretty well.
Okay. I'll have to listen to that.
Nothing else this week except for Peggy. So Kendrick
was that?
didn't drop,
No, we
which
didn't.
is fine because I needed time for this one.
It was a little unfortunate because our prediction was wrong last week.
It was wrong. I'm so sorry. It
This is
seemed
the-
like everybody hyped up our prediction too, since as soon as that podcast was posted, everybody started going crazy on Twitter
Yeah.
with rumors. So
There was a lot of leaks.
to be fair, that date was rumored before the last podcast.
Yeah,
So I just brought it up to entertain it, just so I'd look smart if it did happen, but it didn't.
it didn't.
I
That's
think it'll
okay.
still be coming soon. I don't see it like stopping.
It seems like things are ramping up towards something happening soon, but
Yeah,
nothing official.
we will just keep on waiting.
Yes.
But I'm fine with it because the JPEG Mafia album took all of my attention. So
LP.
this is weird because there's 2 versions. So
Oh.
I have to talk about the 2 versions.
Oh, right. Yeah. You were telling me
The
about that.
online is streaming, and the offline is the real album. This is his last album on his label, and I think a big part of that is the label wanted him to put Cutie Pie Bald and the Bald remix on it because it has streams to get his numbers up.
Mm-hmm.
But knowing JPEG Mafia, he literally doesn't do that. That's the furthest thing from what he does.
Yeah.
He is literally the last person that would make any creative sacrifice at anything. So the real album is on Bandcamp. You can buy it for free, or it's a name your price thing. It's also on YouTube. That is the real album. The streaming version is kind of a compilation. It's in order as much as it can be, but it's not like the true album.
Okay.
I've listened to both of them. I definitely like the offline one a lot more. The streaming one seems a little bit disjointed, but maybe that's just because I heard the offline one.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to react to it, but we just reacted to something that night, and I felt like I was too tired to be on camera again. But
Yeah.
fast forward 20 minutes into the album, I stood up for the rest of the album because I couldn't sit down. So
Really?
I was just standing in a dark room at 12:45 a.m. For like 40 minutes because I couldn't sit down. I was just crazy. Yeah.
I don't think I've ever had a reaction like that.
No, like if I was recording my reaction, you wouldn't be able to see anything because I just stood up and I couldn't sit down. I'm like, I can't. There's like, I'm tired, but I was like ready to just mosh pit because of the music. It's kind of like a mix of everything he's done. I've gone through his entire back catalog, as well as his 2 major albums that everybody knows. Seems like a combo of all of them, but not like in a disjointed way. It seems very natural, kind of crazy and all over the place, like a Kanye album would be. Kind of Life of Pablo-ish, just because it's like so drastically different. But it starts off very weird. I wasn't sure about it. There was a lot of like those veteran songs where it felt like they were like little snippets instead of full songs.
Yeah.
But it was like a collection of like 3 of those. But then as soon as like I think Hazard Duty Pay is the 5th song on Offline. Like as soon as that hits, from that all the way to track 20 is just nothing but hits. So I think the main issue is sample clearances for the things he couldn't get in there. But I think he just did the true creative vision for the offline one because there's like extended outros and stuff.
Okay.
Which makes you wonder why he couldn't get those approved for the online version. But I don't know. He's free now, so he can do whatever he wants.
Good.
Which is good.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, automatically in top 3 of the year. My top 3 albums of the year are all abstract hip hop, but they're all extremely different. So this is going to be, I got the Holy Trinity going here.
You already have yours all locked down?
I got them locked down for things that have been out.
Okay.
This threw a wrench in it, so I had to ponder, and I will continue to before the end of the year, just because things change. I don't think it's as concise as the other 2 I have in my top 3, but this is off of like 2 days of listening. It's more melodic than Veteran, but not as melodic as Cornballs. It's very there's bangers on here that are so much harder than Veteran.
Oh, okay.
Which is good because we haven't had those in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
I was a little worried because of like EP and EP2. It was a lot more of a pop sound. It was still very much him, but it wasn't in your face as much.
Yeah.
Like Bald could be a radio song in some alternate universe. But that was like my worry. But as soon as I started listening to this, I'm like, nope, he did not sacrifice anything. He's back to like what he does. So offline version, better than Veteran. Maybe as good as Cornballs. But I hold that album personally to a high standard. But if you want to look at it like objectively, I think they're pretty neck and neck. But I think Cornballs is a lot more concise. I think a lot of people have the experience where they listen to it for the first time and they're like, this is just a collection of sounds. I don't know what I'm listening to. And then the real first listen is the second listen where you can like put it together, which is what happened with this one. But there was some songs immediately that hit. Like, I don't know what the original song was that like got me out of my chair and I couldn't sit down. But the whole thing was like nuts. I think it was Rebound was one of them. He's touring right now, and I couldn't imagine having the song being like on tour because I think people would just die of exhaustion. Like these are like the hardest like mosh pit songs I've ever heard.
How does he even tour this kind of stuff?
He screams his brain out at every single song.
Okay.
At least that's what he used to do. I've seen some clips of his tour now, and he seems to be a little bit more laid back, probably because he's touring every other night. And he would have no voice. But
yeah.
From what I'm seeing, shows they look absolutely nuts because they're in those shows where the stage is raised and it's just a whole like huge box. There's no seats.
Oh man.
I would love to go to a show. There was none close. It was like Chicago was the closest one. But I don't want to drive around to Chicago. And yeah.
Frankly, that's gross to me.
It's a trip.
Yeah.
I don't like driving through Chicago because I don't know the area well, and it's crazy with traffic at all times.
Yes.
And if it's not a weekend, then it's impossible to like
get parking.
Properly time it to get down there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would like die of exhaustion. Just sitting in a dark room listening to it was already too much energy. Some of his best songs for sure. Yeah, if anybody wants to listen to it, please get the Bandcamp version or just listen to it on YouTube. He has literally a video with just the whole album ran through. His best rapping, I will say, better than his Veteran rapping, where I know a lot of our criticisms and our reaction were that like we needed more rapping because it felt like a lot of the intros were long and he'd do a verse or two and dip.
Yeah.
This one had pretty much 2 verses on every song,
Okay.
except for OG. But OG is one of the best things I've ever heard. I think it's a sample of him rapping like a long time ago with it's like that 80s beatbox kind of thing. And then he raps over the top of him like doing that sample. It's insane.
That
A lot
sounds
of
like
the
that would
stuff
hurt
is
my
just
head.
it's not bad. He doesn't Kanye mix it where he mixes it way too loud so you can't
Okay.
hear what's going on. It's like if a club was having like a rap battle with like that old school like boom bap type sound, but you
Okay.
were like a block down.
Okay.
I don't know how this man does anything. Like any production style he does is so left field and so crazy that it shouldn't work, and it always does.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of these are absolutely nuts. I think he has one where the bass gets distorted so hard where it just feels like there's like a 1997 Honda Civic just like bumping it. Um, it's really weird, but I am very happy with it. I was worried. I was expecting it to not like it as much as his other albums, just based off of the 2 EPs. All those are not bad by any means. I wanted more of that like very genuine, abrasive, weirdo stuff, and that's what this is. Um, some of the best songs of the year in here. My top 3 is solidified now with this. It's just where I'm gonna juggle things around.
Well, we still got
Because
some stuff coming. If
we do.
Kendrick
If Kendrick
drops,
drops, then he's gonna mess it up too.
and we got Silk Sonic too. If that ends
Yes.
up being
Yeah.
great,
I
and
don't know if
Adele.
Silk Sonic's gonna match top 3 already though. I don't know.
I don't
We'll
know.
see.
I don't know what it's gonna be like for me even. Like I don't know about a whole lot of new stuff, but
All the hype has died down for Silk Sonic too, which is weird. But
it's
it
died
will be
down.
good.
But I feel like when it comes out,
Yeah.
it
No, yeah. That
there's
whole
no
week will be
way.
pretty hype.
Yeah.
Yeah. But whew. Also, shout out him for letting you download it with your Bandcamp thing with every single like file format, because I was able to get like a lossless file format, so I could actually use my studio headphones for the intended purpose
Oh, there you
of
go.
like zero compression, which you can't honestly really hear, but it's kind of a placebo. But some of it is clear. Um, but there was some. I didn't realize that there was a little bit of a beef between him and Armand Hammer, which I didn't really like finding out.
Why?
I think there was a whole beat situation
Oh.
where he tried to, like, he said he was going to give someone a beat and then gave it to someone else, and kind of shady. I just got an Arm and Hammer album in with the JPEG Mafia beat on it, which is a fantastic beat, by the way. I think it's on Veteran. I don't remember what one it was, but I didn't realize these guys were taking shots at each other, because I went back because someone kind of like compiled all of the kind of shots, and they are clear as day as soon as someone pointed them out. But
Oh.
I only realized it until the song on the album came on, like this one, and I was like, wait a minute. Like, knowing both of their catalogs really well, I'm like, this is really weird. Because it's always kind of been in the back of my mind during that song, but I played it like yesterday. I'm like, whoa, okay, that is not nice.
You just swinging at Arm and Hammer?
Yep. And
Oh.
they swung at him too on Shrines last year in a verse that I didn't understand until someone pointed it out. And then the verse is like, whoa, that is like really cold. Because,
Oh.
I mean, their music is terrifying, but when it's aimed at someone and you know the person now, it's like, whoo, okay, they are not nice to each other right now, which is
Weird.
unfortunate because they're like the best in abstract hip hop, like in 2 different lanes. But
That
it seemed
seems
like it
weird.
was only one half of Arm and Hammer that had issues, but
Okay.
Peggy just brought Billy Woods into it on this song, which you do not want to do. That man is scary. Yeah, hopefully that gets resolved, but it seems to like kind of boiled up again with this song to the point where I didn't realize it was happening until now. But even on Veteran, there was some stuff.
Really? So it's that
Yeah.
old?
It's been old. I
Oh.
think it came off of that one beat from 2017. I think Peggy gave it to a different person, and then it was yeah. It's kind of petty stuff. I hope they get over it, because I think I need more collaborations from them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was kind of a weird thing to find out, but doesn't really taint anything just because they're both like incredible in their own right. And I guess I'll have to decide which one is better than the other since they are next to each other on my list. So,
Oh, okay.
yeah. But check it out. It's insane. I liked not having expectations for it or having lessened expectations for it because it raised it once I heard it. I haven't had that in a while. Usually I know what I'm getting.
Yeah. Well, did he do any singles off of this? I mean, except
He
for the ones
did
that were on EP.
Trust, which
Okay.
which made absolutely no sense out of context.
Okay.
It sounded like a demo, because it didn't flow into anything. So it was kind of like, I didn't really care for it. But Hazard Duty Pay was a YouTube video because he couldn't get it cleared for streaming. And that song was the one where I'm like, okay, I still don't know where this album is going, but the song is fantastic. But that's all he did for it.
Okay.
Which is why I didn't really know why Bald and stuff was going to be on the online version. But then once he put like the note in Bandcamp explaining that this is the true album and that the label wanted me to put those singles on the online version for streams and wouldn't let me do this, this, and this. And I'm like, okay, makes sense.
Yeah.
And I think his record label commented on his Instagram post where he released it. They're like, great job, Peggy. Like, you guys did not listen to this because he is not nice towards labels or anything on this.
Mm-mm. Well, good for him, though.
Good for him to be independent again. That means more just unedited, unfiltered Peggy stuff. And now he has the audience where he can do it by himself.
Yeah, he doesn't need
I think he's definitely out of the underground now.
I think
he's just still very foreign to a lot of people's ears, I think.
You know, if you're on a Brockhampton song, I feel like
True.
you're kind of in the mainstream.
Mm-hmm. There is a song on here that sounds like a Brockhampton song, too. So I'm glad the influences are getting mixed up.
Like Brock or Hampton?
I'm going to say Hampton.
Oh, okay.
It's more sing-songy. I consider Brock like the rap stuff. And Hampton is like the R&B side.
Of course.
Of course. Everybody knows that.
Yes.
But, yeah. Yeah, I'm still going to digest it because Peggy albums take a long time to kind of sit with people for a while.
Yes.
But I'm glad he's become an artist where when he drops, then it's kind of like a moment. I get that with Kendrick. I get that with J. Cole, even though I don't really like J. Cole that much. But when those artists drop, it seems like everybody's kind of celebrating.
What about Drake?
I'm going to put him in that category. At least for the Reddit idiots, because the Reddit idiots all are into this crap. So it's a little party whenever this happens.
That's good. Would you say that when Drake releases, it's an event?
No, because everybody kind of knows it's going to be average, at least for the last couple of years.
Wow.
Maybe in like 2015.
Okay.
Then it's like, whoa. But now it's just like, okay, what are we going to do now? There's going to be like, 6 good songs, and the rest is going to be whatever.
I don't know. Certified Lover Boy was an event.
Yeah, it was more of a meme than it was an album.
Yeah.
Which I can respect. I guess it was definitely a moment this year.
It was a moment.
But it was less about the music and more about everything else. So
yeah, it was more about
although I guess Donda fit in that category too. But Donda at least has artistic merit. So
yeah, I wouldn't say that Donda's known for being a meme.
Yeah. It's just known for being the album that took 7 years to come out.
Yeah.
And then was like incredibly long and weird.
Yeah.
But I'll take that over look at his album cover. Ooh, pregnant lady emojis for some reason.
Actually, it was pregnant men emojis.
That's the old Nas X version.
Oh, I thought... Okay, never mind. I thought that was the version that he leaked first.
No.
Oh, okay.
Lil Nas X made that like immediately after.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Because when I saw that album dropped, I immediately was like, oh, that's not the right album cover.
No. So I think people were more surprised that he actually used that as the album cover.
That is a valid point.
Yikes.
Yeah.
But I don't think I have any release dates or anything. We have Silk Sonic coming.
November.
Which is confirmed. So November 19th, I think.
November 19th. Same day as Adele.
Yes. Same day as Adele.
They're going to be pulling up on each other.
They really messed up that marketing. Wow.
They sure did.
We talked about that last week, but they fumbled so hard.
We've talked about this for a very long time.
Yes.
Yeah.
But Silk Sonic, we will be doing a video on it.
Yes.
That night. And then Adele, I'll probably listen to it. I don't know if we need to do a reaction for it.
I don't know what what we would react to.
Yeah.
Whoa, her voice is cool.
Wow, her voice is good. Next song. Whoa, her voice is pretty good. Next song.
The piano and her voice really mesh together well on this set.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think our reaction channel has the what makes us good is the discussion afterwards and not the guttural reactions of a lot of other reaction channels. I think the
Yeah.
Peggy video I like if I recorded that one, that would be the only video of ours where it'd be like, oh, funny guy does reactions because the music goes crazy.
Oh yeah.
Because I usually don't do that, but with this one, it was kind of insane.
Yeah.
My soul left my body for a good 30 minutes.
I'm not very like I don't have a lot of like visceral reactions to
Yeah.
things. But I guess that's really
We make
my
up
problem.
for it in after the song discussions.
We sure do. And
So
people
that
are
people
starting to
don't.
take note.
Right.
We're,
Well, not a lot of other reaction channels have multiple people.
is that true? I don't have a whole lot of background in watching reaction stuff, so I don't really
Well,
know.
reaction channels will be small and they won't edit as much, and they'll have like more uncut things. And then as soon as they get bigger, some of them will like streamline it, so they can only talk about a song for like 30 seconds or a minute, so they can keep their videos under 20 minutes.
Yeah, I guess.
The ones that I see are either like it's all like reactions and it's more comedy. I'm seeing like how people react to things and like freaking go crazy.
Yeah.
Which is
Oh, did you just
very
say that?
entertaining. But you know, I think the discussion portions is pretty good. I like it.
I like our brand of content more.
I feel like we get to appreciate the art more.
That's kind of like my whole shtick.
Yeah.
And I hate artsy things though.
And I hate art. Personally, I don't even like music.
Yeah, I'm only here for the
memes.
pussy.
Mhm.
Sorry, I thought that was going somewhere else.
The musty.
Already lost monetization.
I already said fuck earlier.
We're not monetized on this channel. We have like 5 subs.
Yeah, that's okay.
We're chilling.
Actually, we have 3 subs.